Okay, good morning to everyone. Today we'll see the 10th standard chemistry. Totally there are 5 lessons, and in lesson 7 the one is atoms and molecules. In this you will learn about the atoms, the molecule, different views, the modern atomic theory, relative atomic mass, average atomic mass, relationship between vapor density and molecular mass, classification of atoms and molecules, and how to calculate the percentage abundance, how to calculate the gram atomic mass. Everything you will learn in this lesson. So you learn in thorough in this lesson. And in the 5th century AD, the Greek philosophers, they gave their idea about the atom, and the idea of this atom was more philosophical than scientific. So it was also not accepted, and the atom is nothing but it is the smallest part that takes place in a chemical reaction, or it is an indivisible particle of matter that takes place in a chemical reaction, and this atom is the building block of matter. A matter is nothing but anything that occupies mass and space is known as what? Matter. So here this matter will come under the category of or the matter will have some units, some repeating units called atom. Now here, after the Greek philosophers, what happened? John Dalton, he gave his view on idea that or his idea of atom. John Dalton's theory was put forward. Okay, John Dalton's theory was put forward, and after that J.J. Thomson, Rutherford, and Niels Bohr and Schrödinger. After that J.J. Thomson, Rutherford, Niels Bohr and Schrödinger, they gave their view. Niels Bohr and Schrödinger, they gave their idea about the atom, but this Dalton's theory was not accepted and it was found to be incorrect. After that, what came? Modern atomic theory was put forward, or the postulates of modern atomic theory was given. Postulates of modern atomic theory was put forward by the scientists, and the John Dalton's theory was found to be incorrect. So now this postulates of modern atomic theory was followed. What are the postulates of modern atomic theory? What are the postulates of modern atomic theory? Atom is no longer indivisible. Atoms are no longer indivisible. Atoms are no longer indivisible after the discovery of electron, proton and neutron. You know, the subatomic particles are nothing but this proton, electron and neutron. So after the discovery of this proton and electron and neutron, the atoms are found to be indivisible. Atoms are found to be indivisible, and atoms of the same element will have different atomic mass. Atoms of the same element will have different atomic mass. Atoms of same element will have different atomic mass. Will have different atomic mass after the discovery of isotopes. After the discovery of isotopes. So this isotopes, example for isotopes, we can have the chlorine isotope, and the isotopes of hydrogen. There are 3 isotopes, H2, H1 and H3. The isotopes of hydrogen and isotopes of this chlorine are examples of atoms of same element having different atomic mass. That is, the atomic number is same but the atomic mass is different. One is 35, another one is 37. And the third postulate, atoms of different element may have same atomic mass. Atoms of different element may have same atomic mass. Atoms of different element may have same atomic mass. Same atomic mass after the discovery of isobars. That is, the isobars, example 18 argon 40 and 20 calcium 40 are example for this isobars. Then the fourth postulate, Atoms may combine in a simple whole number ratio. Atoms may combine in a simple whole number ratio. For example, the glucose. It has 3 elements, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Its formula is C6H12O6 and it combines in a ratio of 6:12:6. That is 1:2:1. And another example you can have is the sucrose, which is C12H22O11 and its ratio is 12:22:11. So atoms may combine in a simple whole number ratio. For that example, glucose, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is present and it combines in a ratio of 6:12:6, that is 1:2:1. And glucose and sucrose, C12H22O11, it combines in a ratio of 12:22:11. And the fifth postulate, that is, the atom is the smallest part that takes place in a chemical reaction. Atom is the smallest part that takes place in a chemical reaction. Takes place in a chemical reaction. Then the mass of an atom can be converted into energy. Then the sixth postulate, mass of an atom can be converted into energy. Mass of an atom can be converted into energy, that is E is equal to mc squared. And the seventh postulate, atom is no longer indestructible. That is, atoms of one element may be converted into atoms of another element. That is, atoms are no longer indestructible. Atoms are no longer indestructible. Indestructible, that is, according to the theory of artificial transmutation. According to the theory of artificial transmutation. According to the theory of artificial transmutation, atoms are indestructible. So what are the postulates of modern atomic theory? Atoms are no longer indivisible after the discovery of proton, electron and neutron, and atoms of same element will have different atomic mass, isotopes, example 17Cl35 and 17Cl37, and atoms of different element may have different same atomic mass, that is isobars, argon 40 and calcium 40. And then atoms may combine in a simple whole number ratio, example glucose, in which it combines in a ratio of 1:2:1, and the atom is the smallest part that takes place in a chemical reaction, and mass of an atom can be converted into energy, that is E is equal to mc squared. And here the atoms are indestructible, or atoms of one element can be converted into atoms of another element according to the theory of artificial transmutation. Okay, so these are the postulates of the modern atomic theory. Then what about this atom and atomic mass? So I'll tell something about the atom and atomic mass. We know that this atom is the smallest part that takes place in a chemical reaction, and here the atom in which we know that the subatomic particles are proton, electron and neutron. So here in an atom, the proton, electron and neutron contribute to its mass. So the atomic mass is mainly dependent upon the mass of the proton and the neutron. So the proton and the neutron will contribute to the atomic mass, and the electron will not contribute anything to the atomic mass. Now here the sum of the number of protons and neutrons, sum of the number of protons and number of neutrons is equal to mass number. Is equal to mass number, or mass number is equal to number of proton plus number of electron, and atomic number is equal to number of electron. Atomic number is equal to number of electron. Atomic number is equal to the number of electron present. Number of electron. So this you can represent from the atom and atomic mass, and this atomic mass is nothing but 1/12th of the carbon 12 atom. Atomic mass is nothing but 1/12th of the carbon 12 atom. Carbon 12 atom, and it is expressed as atomic mass unit, AMU. And now this AMU is not used. Instead of that, U is used. U is known as unified atomic mass. U is known as unified atomic mass. U is known as unified atomic mass, and the mass of proton or neutron is approximately equal to 1 atomic mass unit. Mass of proton or neutron is approximately equal to 1 atomic mass unit, approximately equal to 1 atomic mass unit or 1 U. This is about the atom and the atomic mass. Now we'll see the relative atomic mass. So it is very difficult to calculate the atomic mass. So for that, what the scientists have done, okay, so it is very difficult to calculate this atomic mass. Now we'll see the relative atomic mass, RAM. RAM. So it is very difficult to calculate the atomic mass. For that, the scientists have taken some sample, and for that sample they measured the atomic mass, and in that they have chosen one element, and that mass can be taken as the standard. For example, hydrogen is taken as the standard because it has isotope. What are the isotopes of hydrogen? It is nothing but 1H1, 1H2 and H3. So these are the isotopes of hydrogen. After that, this standard is not used, and after that what they used C12 as a standard. Carbon 12 is used as a standard because carbon also exists as isotopes. So carbon 12 is used as a standard. And this relative atomic mass is nothing but it is defined as the average mass of the isotopes of the element divided by the 1/12th part of the mass of carbon atom. That is, relative atomic mass is equal to average mass of the isotopes of the element. Average mass of the isotopes of element. Average mass of the isotopes of element divided by 1/12th part of mass of carbon 12 atom. Carbon 12 atom. Relative atomic mass is defined as the ratio between the average mass of the isotopes of the element to 1/12th part of the mass of the carbon 12 atom is known as what? Relative atomic mass. It is represented as AR. It can be asked in one word. It is represented as AR. It is also known as standard atomic weight. Relative atomic mass is also known as standard atomic weight. This can be asked in one word. Standard atomic weight. And this relative atomic mass calculation is very useful to predict the mass of the proton and neutron as well as the mass of the compound and the whole. So this relative atomic mass, it was determined by mass spectrometry, or it is measured by mass spectrometry. RAM, that is relative atomic mass, is measured by mass spectrometry using C12 as standard. C12 as standard. And here this relative atomic mass, it is rounded off to whole number. RAM is rounded off to whole number. RAM is rounded to whole number to make the calculation easier. Or to make the calculation easier, the RAM is rounded off and then it is used in the problems. And this RAM, it is a ratio, so it has no unit. So the relative atomic mass has no unit. It is a ratio and it has no unit. And then here this relative atomic mass, it has no unit and it is represented as AR, and it is also known as standard atomic weight, and it is measured by mass spectrometry. And this RAM is rounded off to whole number to make calculation easier, and you have to study the RAM definition. As well as if atomic mass is expressed in gram, I'll give some relative atomic mass of this hydrogen. For hydrogen, it is 1. So the relative atomic mass of this hydrogen is 1. Relative atomic mass of hydrogen is 1, and for carbon it is 12, and for oxygen it is 16, and for sodium it is 23, and for sulfur it is 32. So these are the relative atomic mass of some of the element. And the gram atomic mass, If the atomic mass is expressed in gram, then it is known as gram atomic mass. For hydrogen it is 1 gram, and for carbon it is 12 gram, and for nitrogen it is 14 gram, and for sulfur it is 32 gram. So if you express in gram, then it is known as gram atomic mass. So after that you will see the calculation of gram atomic mass, relative atomic mass, average atomic mass problems also. So in today we have learnt about the postulates of modern atomic theory, and then atoms and molecules, and the relative atomic mass, and how to express the gram atomic mass. And in this, the postulates of modern atomic theory can be asked in 5-mark question, and the relative atomic mass definition, it can be asked in short answer, and some of the problems can be asked under relative atomic mass and gram atomic mass, and some of the one word like this AR, it is nothing but standard atomic weight, or relative atomic mass is represented as AR. So these are the one word short answer and details you can expect from this lesson. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you.